Hey guys, welcome. Hope everybody's having a good week. I've got the i2M displacement version 3, the 3.0.4. Been working on this, and so a couple new things we'll go over. We can, as usual, go to the i2M displacement area and steal the subdivided plane. Go back to object mode, and I'll add the sub-D on that. That'll come in at low levels so it doesn't crash you out. Now you don't want to add your texture here because that is expecting the shader editor node group to be added. We're not adding that displacement, that's for color. The displacement modifier set up here, add your 3ds displacement, and then from here, what you want to do is go to the browse textures. Go pull something up that you want to turn into a mesh. I'll go with my usual fun here, which is Master Chief. And I think we could probably pull him back to a studio look. Something like that. Now you do have the option to shade smooth if you wish. You've got some different things going on in this one. The eccentricity is different. I'll go over that at a different time, so it's not going to work in this application. But the size is going to be a filter that is kind of built in. It'll help you smooth out those edges, maybe so even kind of flatten things or sharpen them up a little bit in a manner of speaking. You come to the texture tab and you drop down sampling. You'll see under the interpolation that you have filters. You're on the EWA, and what you can expect from this is that you have the size variable that you can kind of mess with. And that is going to be about it right there, but that definitely give you a lot of variations. Now, something I really like is the rotation setup in here. And you'll see if you move the end panel just a little bit, this will update. And if you flip the axis, he flips here, but you'd have to kind of like move this because it's not designed for the UI, it's designed for the properties panel, but it's useful. You can grab this and just kind of rotate this around till you get what you want. And if you've rotated it where it's not going to work, you just flip the axis, and then you can flip it in a bunch of different ways and kind of show, throw him back and forth like that, which is pretty cool. So this works nice for displacements. As usual, if you come in here and you've got scene lights on, the lighting is going to work for that, but I really like that. The i2M add-on, you can pull up your UV just for reference, you know what you got. Now this is cool, so if you're in quad view, sometimes you can't see in regular perspective what's going on. So if you're just flat, orthographic or your perspective, you may not necessarily see the level of detail that you've added. So if you went to strength, like it might look good here, but you're like, this doesn't look right. So you're kind of negative on the strength value, and then you'll be able to see that really quickly. And so now another thing is very important. Toggle the quad view off. Another thing that's very important is the actual normal orientation. And so you don't have to jump into edit mode to see this. You can see that the normals are facing this way, okay? And so that's going to be very important. And if they're not, then you could jump into edit mode and hit Alt-N and flip those normals. Come back out, you'll see that those have been flipped. And vice versa, you can tell what's going on. So Alt-N, I'd flip that back, and you can toggle that on and off. And that's about it. Just some extra things that you can do. You come here, I'm going to add quite a few more items to this. To make it more versatile for prototyping, and just overall you can turn this into a landscape. I mean, you can do a number of different things. Like say you could turn the size up, smooth this thing out. You can definitely turn the subdivisions up quite a bit and get some very high detail, and kind of go from there. So for that, I'm just going to delete. And the landscape tool that's in here, I just want to make a point about this. So the procedural landscape tool, if you come in here and click on this once you've added it, you'll get all these options for proximity. And it's very important to know that it's actually being repelled. The instances are being repelled And right now those are actually bounding box. So if you wanted to switch the proxy type, you can go to convex hull, or you can just turn that off and you'll see that there's just some generic grass in there. You got rotation settings and all kind of cool stuff, so you can put some Euler, rotate Euler, and all kind of different things on there. But just the important part is, I'll turn that is viewport back on, and I like the bounding box. It's going to take the exact shape of whatever mesh that you have in here, and it's going to repel in that manner. And it's actually pretty helpful. So if you pull the proximity back in, you can get really, really, really close to your mesh before you ever start clipping it. And that's going to work really good for foliage. And so you just kind of see how that's working. Change the proximity, and it's going to look exactly like the mesh. And it looks like it's clipping here, but it's really not. It's just going underneath an overhang. So it's very, very specific, and it's going to go directly in. And anything that you come in here and Shift D, make a copy of, rotate, do whatever you want to do with it, that's going to automatically be in the different collections. And for the collections, you'll have the repelling, and you'll have instance 1, instance 2. And so if I was to, let's see, turn off the is viewport option, I've got this little funky grass in here. I can switch the instances, and then I just got icospheres just for you to kind of beta test. You can put whatever you want in these collections, and then of course you can throw materials on all of this as well. And then you can actually switch the materials back and forth. So if we come over here, you can see I've actually got just some kind of base color. And probably better if I choose a little bit of a different color here. Let's throw another color in real quick. And come back over. And now I've got that other one, and just kind of, exit out, put the other one in there. You can switch between the different colors. I think it just really makes things nice and smooth. If you can come in here and just kind of switch between these different things. And you can switch materials obviously over here as well, so you don't have to have everything selected and annoyingly staring you in the face. And from there, you've got a lot of detail, and all of this is going to shift with you as it goes. You can increase the grid size, and the proximity is going to maintain. The landscape is going to scale out, just the way it should. And then you can have a lot of little adjustments that you can kind of work with. And you can scale your instances. You can switch the rotation type, make them go random, and all kinds of different things. So whatever suits you as you're coming in here and you need to just do some basic prototyping, this will help out. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see y'all in the next tutorial lesson.